Wow, you guys, Poppa-H. I'm just putting some finishing touches to my little guide on superpowers for townspeople. Yes, it is true. It does work. And you can see that in action in my X-Men video. These are my recruits. I casted them as X-Men. But let's have a play around with it today so you can see how to do this for yourself. So we're going to go up to this action button here. New logic connection. When pressed, into a logic gate. We want to input the signal, so that gives you options to change that trigger, okay, without changing all the logic. So new logic connection on output. Let's go ahead and make Bobby Drake follow me. Okay, I'm not bothered about stop following at the moment. I just want him to follow me for this. You can play around with that how you want. We're just going to do that again. Output onto her, and we want her to do the same. So she's now going to follow me as well. So I've got a couple of sidekicks. Can you imagine these as being your sidekicks for this little mission, if you like? New logic connection on output again. Enemy wave generator, generate the wave. We go from enemy wave generator, new locator connection, and I've set these up already for you guys. You might want to just take a look. We're just going to make those our spawn locations. I'll do it a few times so you can see what I'm doing. New locator connection, spawn location, which gives us a few options to move that around and to place enemies maybe somewhere unusual, but in this instance they're going to be placed down the road a bit so we can go down and test our newfound superpowers. Okay, so properties, yeah. So this you want to just tweak to suit yourself, really. You take a look at my settings here. I'll just try and get the generation delay down. Just so I want them to pop up nice and quick. That's all. I haven't got many coming out. I'm only going to have a few enemies. So if you've got a lot, you might want to consider some of the other generator options. Configure the wave. Oh, this is the exciting bit. It always is. So yeah, why not have a jetpack Mandalorian? We've got to give these X-Men a challenge. Maybe I should have done this in the danger room, but do you know what? I think Disneyland Paris is a good location. It's one of my abandoned toy boxes I've not done anything with, so I thought I'd use that. Okay. So I have a Wampa. He's nice and big. So we've got a big option, and we want a shielded option. We want to put these guys to the test and just see if they're any good. I mean, are they useful? Are these two going to be useful to you? And that's what you've got to decide for yourself. For me, I think they are. And if you see the X-Men video, you'll see that they can be quite useful. It just depends on in what sort of map you're putting them in. Let's change the properties here, because on the dynamic trigger, you don't want it to set off anywhere but the connected actor. I'm not going to change the radius or anything on that, or the trigger distance or whatever. We're just going to make sure it's connected to the actor. Okay, new logic connection. When entered by AI enemy. Okay, very important. You can play with that as well if you wanted to, but it's up to you. And of course he's Iceman, so we're going to make him freeze the triggering player. The triggering player being the enemy, okay? And it's really as simple as that. We are literally coming towards the end of the logic, and it really is that simple. Okay. Dynamic trigger. Just check. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I forgot to go into properties there. So let's say target connected actor. Okay, make sure you change that, else it won't work. It won't be much fun for you guys unless you get it to hooked up to the actor. Let's hook it up. Actor. Okay, cool. So now my dynamic trigger is sitting, if you imagine, an invisible circle around that actor. Okay. New logic connection. When entered, yeah, we want the AI or the enemy AI to now suffer from this special power that I'm about to give. So there are a whole host of actions in the action enforcer. Okay, and that's what, I don't know if I just mentioned that before. That is the action enforcer, the dynamic trigger action enforcer. Some of them are better than others. Some are just visual effects, some are physical effects, is what I would like to call them. Try and go for the physical ones. I mean, you can play around with some of those. A lot of them are really, really good fun, and I'm going to pick one of my other favourite ones out because I was thinking about using it in the X-Men video. I think I'm going to go for bloat. I want to bloat the triggering player. Oh, this could be so much fun. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you can see why they're excited. They're going to get some special powers today, guys. Okay. And I think we're ready. I don't think there's much left to hold us back from actually testing this and seeing what happens. Alright. Yeah, we're all hooked up. Ah, yes, we forgot to place the locators. Now, we don't want to sit enemies right on top of us. We want to just make sure that they're up the road a bit from where we are, because we've got to sort this action out. We've got to sort them following us up the road and give them half a chance to start activating their new dynamic trigger radius, if you like. Just pull that one in, because we don't like enemies getting stuck on stuff, guys. It's frustrating and annoying. I'm not doing a word of the day in this one because there was one in the X-Men video. If you can spot it, if you're a creator and you want to include that in your videos, feel free. It's a little game we've got going, like a little side mission. If you okay, so look, now they follow me. How awesome is that? First off, that is awesome. And Maleficent is the one to show these guys the way. She really is incredible at level 20. Frozen, bloated. Is it bloated?
Putting your life into your hands, standing here this long.
I disagree. I think you're putting your life at risk. Look at the what the heck? Look at the size of him. Oh my gosh, that I've never seen that before. I've never experimented with that before. That's a first for me, guys.
Did that hurt?
Did that hurt? Yeah. Have a cup of tea. Right. Oh look. Now we're looking for now we're trying to spot the special powers here now, guys, as we're testing it. We've seen that bloat works. I can hear the ice going off. Somebody's getting frozen there. You have to quickly move around to see what's going on. I mean, there's a lot going on here.
You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, well, I disagree with that. I think you're asking for trouble, pal. Not only are these two invincible to you because they're not on a team, they're also going to freeze and bloat you up. And I'm going to watch them do it. This is the dark arts of Disney Infinity that you might not have realised. Bloated and frozen very in quick succession. Yeah! Yeah! Get him! Come on! Oh, don't believe he did that. That is so bad. Right. What should we do to that guy? He needs to suffer now. Okay, of course, like, the townspeople, because they're not on a team, won't attack them either. But they also won't be eliminated, so as long as you save your level, put these guys in right at the end. That's what I say, top tip. Put these guys in at the end. Don't put them in whilst you're building your level or doing your logic. Try and... Look at him. Oh, the poor guy's got an allergic reaction to this space traveller, look. Oh! And now he's dead. Dead. Okay, as you can tell, I'm having a whale of a time with this. It is really good fun. And if you imagine like an army of those guys going around, I think for me personally, 2 superpowers is enough, because otherwise it would just get confusing. I think the average player can identify 2 things going on at once which look cool. Anymore, I think you just start to, oh my gosh, that's just frustrating. So I'm going to change that back. Sorry, I was waffling on there. I'm just changing the settings in the dynamic trigger just to make her go back to what I've got in the X-Men video, which is a float effect, and it is really good. And if you change the radius, tweak the radius of the dynamic trigger. So if you imagine that being quite large, if an enemy's coming in, the distance is important. So if we were to change this down to 5, all of a sudden when that enemy starts to move in and out, he's going to be triggered more often, because they do move around, they're free roaming. So as he comes in and out, he's going to get triggered more often. Let's see if that is the case, because logic says to me if I decrease that radius as they get closer, it's going to happen more frequently. Yeah, so we'll do 7 and 5, and that should do it. Okay, so let's give it a final test, guys. It is so much fun. And now she's going to make them float instead of bloat. It rhymes. But this is what I put in the X-Men video, and it worked a treat. So psychic powers, you can't beat that. It's just, it's kind of like a no way. Oh, he died. He fell and died. Oh yeah, my infinity base is playing up as well, guys. It makes it really hard to edit anything. But I didn't want to cut that out. I want to show you that, you know, sometimes it's worthwhile having a spare Disney infinity base, because oh yeah, it's a pain. But I've got one coming from eBay. Thank the Lord for eBay. That should be with me in a few days. It only cost me £5, so, which is about $6. I don't know, something like that. Similar amount in euros, I think. Depends where you're from, what your currency as well. Maybe let us know what country you're from in the comments below. If you've got any comments, slam them in there, because I read them all. And that's kind of why I'm doing this video, because this is off the back of the X-Men one, and there was a bit of interest around these superpowers, and you can kind of see why, because it is an unusual thing to do. It also gives characters that may not have that many special powers, like the 1.0 characters. Just like if you're building your own toy box, all of a sudden you team them up with somebody who's got these powers, and all of a sudden you become this fantastic magical force, and the enemies won't know what hit them. To be quite honest, look at this, a Wampa. You know how hard Wampas are, guys. They're difficult to defeat. Not when they're floating in the air and can't attack you. So very much worthwhile thinking about how you might apply this to your toy boxes in the future. X-Men is absolutely perfect, but you might have, I don't know, some other way of, I don't know, you want to make a witch or something like that, or wizards, Harry Potter, I don't know, you go wild with your thoughts and come up with something creative. Yeah, go ahead, do the X-Men, because that level's there. I mean, I've given you a good idea of how it looks, but I haven't done a tutorial on it. I'm just doing the features. But I think that it's only a short video today, guys, and I'm proud with their performance. I'm very happy. I'd be happy to have that in my level on any toy box now. Something I experimented with, and I wouldn't have thought to have done it if it wasn't for covering the X-Men in a toy box. So I think that's where that ice one's best suited. Iceman, it works well. I mean, psychic powers is levitation. It could work for the force as well, you know, because it's like a force power. Maybe you could give a youngling some force powers, because you do get those as sidekicks and stuff like that. There's all sorts of options, guys. It's all just, you know, if this is new to you as it is to me, I mean, it's quite exciting to have all those options just suddenly open to you. So let me know what you think of the video, guys. If it's helped you out with coming up with something special, let me know as well. I really do like the comments. All the support is really great. So please like, share and subscribe, and check out my other videos, because